Hello everybody, this is going to be something a little bit different compared to what I normally post on my channel, but I figured it would help some people out. So yeah, this is basically a quick tutorial on how to play as a generic officer, in Dynasty Warriors 3 Xtreme Legends. First of all, you're going to need PCSX2. The current version I think out is 1.6.0. Link to that's going to be in the description. It's fairly straightforward, just follow the install process. I'm sure you guys can figure that out. Then you're going to need to find a copy of Dynasty Warriors 3 Xtreme Legends. I'm lucky enough that I've still got my disc, so I just used my own disc and did it that way. I'm not going to share a link to where you can find a copy of like the ROMs online, because I don't really know how legal that is. But I'm sure if you guys can just Google it, you'll figure it out, you'll find it. The tutorial I'm doing today works with the European PAL version of the game. Whether or not it works for the American version or the Japanese version, I genuinely don't know, because I'm only doing it off of the way I've done it. So you might just have to sort of figure that out for yourself. So once you've got PCSX2 installed, once you've got a copy of Dynasty Warriors 3 Xtreme Legends, you then need to go and find yourself a cheat engine. Again, link to that's in the description. The install process is super straightforward. Once you've got everything downloaded, set up, good to go, you're then going to start PCSX2. You're going to go into the ISO selector and you're going to select Dynasty Warriors 3. Now, I've actually merged my Xtreme Legends with my regular Dynasty Warriors 3 copy, and that gets around the whole problem with the load original thing. I'm going to provide a link in the description as well for that, on how to merge the two games together for you guys. So just go to boot fast. The game will load in, hopefully. Once you've done this, you can go ahead and start Cheat Engine. And you then need to basically attach Cheat Engine to the game you're playing. So you need to look for the slot you're playing in. Generally it's slot 0 speed. Look for that, click open. Then you're going to need a cheat table. Now again, link to this is in the description. Just open that up. I'm just going to load the original as well, just to make my life a little bit easier. Now, these are all the things you've got access to here, so you can play. This is where you change your character. This is where you change the weapon that you're using. And then you've got the moveset options down here. So what you'll need to do is find yourself a list of playable officers. This is my one here. Again, I can provide a link to this on like Pastebin or something. I've got no problem doing that. Let's just stop the game from doing its own thing. Right, so here's the long list of officers you can play as. Let's go ahead and play as this lad here. So you need to come down to P1 character, change the value to whatever number is next to the officer here. So in this instance, it'll be 85. Tick that box there. And then it's just as easy as going into the game. I'm fairly certain you can select any character at this point. Let's see if I can make this a little bigger, shall we? There we go. Now, step 1 to check that it's worked is if you go into equipment, you'll see that you're playing as Mr. Generic down there. So you can come out of that. Generally, as well, you can change the character weapons with P1 weapon. Now, I think weapon number 1 is the steel sword. Weapon number 3, I think, actually, is like the great sword or something. Number 7 is the long spear, and number 9 is the great halberd. Obviously, generally the generic officers use weapons that can do 5 hits. Those are the numbers you need to do those weapons on the character. You can't change their moveset, so if they use a spear normally, you can't make them use a halberd to do a halberd moveset, if that makes sense, or a pike or whatever. Right, so before we hit start, we need to just change this value back to one of the actual playable officers. So for example, let's choose good old Lubu, so that'll be number 12, we need to change that to. And then we can start the game. And there we go. You're now playing as a generic officer. Now, you'll note we're using like a regular officer's moveset still. So what we need to do is tick have generic AI officer moveset, have AI peon moveset, and that will give us the correct moves. Like that. He still sounds like Lubu, which is sort of a bit jarring, so you just need to tick on have AI voice attack and AI hit voice. And then suddenly you have the full moveset. That's you playing as a generic officer. There's also a script here as well, because I know this is fairly asked about as well. I believe it's in other scripts. You can make your bodyguards form around you like they do with the AI, so they always stand behind you. I was going to say like these two guys, but one of them's being slightly brain dead. Like that. And that's how to play as a generic officer in Dynasty Warriors 3 Xtreme Legends. You're welcome, guys. Take care.